Om Shanti. And today we are going to listen to a message from the wise companion, the elevated soul. And it's nice to listen to this in soul conscious state and try to experience this as one form of meditation. Remember, you are a soul, and listen to this message that are meant for you and take it as your guidelines for the day and for the life. So we will listen to the message now.
Nowadays, you sprinkle one another with water of different colors. However, your color is so elevated and lovely that whomever you color with it, they want to be colored even more. They will want to be colored with it all the time. Your sprinkler of happiness transforms souls so much that it makes them into deity souls. One spray is, I am an elevated soul. This is a spray of happiness. I am a child of the master of the world. I am knowledgeful. I have a hero part with the highest on high Father on the elevated stage. In this way, you have so many different points of sprays of happiness. Firstly, you sprinkle one another with this sprinkler of happiness. Secondly, you also have the sprinkler of all attainments. For instance, there is a sprinkle of supersensuous joy and the sprinkle of spiritual love between souls and the Supreme Soul. And the third sprinkle is that of all powers.
In this message, it's talking about the festival of Holi. And Holi is a festival where they color each other with colors. It's like a powder of colors. And some just use rose water and sprinkle rose water so we get the fragrance of the rose water. But he is saying everyone really wants to get the color of the company of the Father, of God. Because when we recognize this company of the Father, it's so joyful to stay in this companionship or in this relationship. And he was talking about different way of sprinkling or different energy that comes from it. Or we can say it was like an affirmation. I am an elevated soul. I'm a child of the world. I'm child of the master of the world. I'm a knowledgeful of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world. So he is telling us some facts about who we are. We are elevated souls, children of the Supreme Soul, but we have forgotten this message. We have forgotten that we are elevated soul. We used to be that, and this is what we will become. So remember who you are listening to and take it in as a message to you personally. You belong to the highest on high. You, the soul, you are his children. And it's very, very good to remember this is for me especially. And these affirmations are affirmations that I can use to make my state elevated. And it is to recognize that I belong to the Supreme Soul, realize that it's not that this company is the company that is gonna change me. So to be colored by the company of the Father is the highest company of all, and this is what purifies me, the soul. So do this in soul conscious state, be in the company of God, be colored by God, and keep this company throughout the day. Be with the Supreme Soul. We're going to listen to another version.
All of this time is your holiday, the days of being holy. And all of the future time is your holiday. Do not celebrate holiday at this time. Because of your love, the efforts you make at present seem like a day of being holy. You all consider this task to be your task and the task of your family. This is a service of the world. Because your love for the Father, you experience labor to be a gain. The more you labor at this time, the more freedom you will experience in the future. Because the busier you keep your intellect and body, the freer you keep yourself from waste thoughts. This is why you are told that the labor at this time is in fact a day of being holy. Because of the effort you make now, you will receive ready-made, decorated palaces as your reward.
Holy day and holidays. So holy days are the days that now when I'm in the company with the Supreme, when I remember who I am and what is my task. And my task is to serve in this task of God. God has this task to purify the world. And the more I engage in that task, the more holidays I will get in the future. So making myself busy at this time, staying in this elevated company, giving the knowledge, giving vibrations, speaking to others about what I'm experiencing, that will give me a great deal of holidays in the future. And letting go of all the burdens that are connected to the awareness that I am this body. And the more I do activity in the company with the Supreme, the lighter I become. I don't experience tiredness and burdens. But when I forget that I'm a soul and I start to labor, then I become heavy. So being in this elevated company, flying around like an angel in the company of the Supreme, gives me a lot of lightness and makes my future world very, very elevated and nice. That is my reward for this time. So my task at this time is to recognize who I am, recognize the Supreme Soul, and stay in the company of the Supreme Soul, and do everything with the Supreme, all my activities, remembering that I am on this journey to become pure, elevated, and in the future, the reward will be that I will become a deity. I will become one of those who have complete self-sovereign. I completely am in control of my emotions, feelings and my sense organs, and I don't have to labor at all. Everything will come automatically. The nature will automatically serve me, and everything is easy. Even I don't have to give orders. Those who are with me pick up what is needed, and I pick up what other needs. So it's an elevated time ahead of us, and we are preparing for that time, this future, beautiful, new beginning of the world.
First, you burn something and then you celebrate. On the first day, you burn something, and on the next day, you celebrate. On the first day, you make the past the past. This means that you burn everything of the past. Only then can you sing the song of your now belonging to the Father. This is how you celebrate in happiness. They celebrate the memorial of this holy festival by making images of deity idols. In that, they also especially put lights in the middle of their foreheads. It is a memory of you. When the lights on your foreheads are lit, you become deities. When you belong to the Father, you become deities. You experience this practically.
To burn and to forget and forgive is to make the past the past. With the power of yoga, you can burn away your burdens, and we cannot change the past, but we can accept the past. We can decide to accept the past, let go of all sorrow and all regret, and just keep on. Look at the future as my bright days that are coming, and let go of the past completely. So the slogan past is very, very good to keep with you. And remember, you don't have to think about the past, because the past is just like a little bit of the whole time period that the soul has existed. Unholy or very much in the East, they put a tilak here on the forehead. And this is the memory of who I am. We say that when we recognize that I am a soul, the third eye open up, because I get this knowledge about who I am. I am an eternal, imperishable soul that have always existed, and I will always exist. And putting a tilak here just to remind me, in many religions they do it, but they don't understand what is behind it. Now we understand this is the memorial of me, the eternal soul. So the big thing is to remember I am a soul. Allow that to penetrate internally and experience it. And sprinkle this knowledge and stay in the company of the Supreme. I would say that are the main things for us. We have been so engrossed in body conscious for such a long time. So gradually, by taking this in, make yourself busy in remembering who you are and who you belong to. That will make your life light and the states of the soul high and elevated.
The essence of spiritual knowledge is that now you can create holiness in order to experience a holy day tomorrow. And what is beautiful in your description and in the words of wisdom that we have listened to is that you can have both now. You can have a day which is holy, and the same day becomes a holy day. However, the aim is not the holiday. The aim now is not to withdraw or to look for pleasure or to look for immediate reward of any action that you have done. The aim now is holiness. Be holy means understand, like you said, that you are an elevated soul. You are a divine being of light, which is eternal, is always secure, and is able from that space of security, that space of wisdom and power to share happiness with others. Happiness is the expression of knowing yourself, and power is the collection of experiences of being peaceful. When you experience that you are a being of peace, you are a being of love, you are truth, then you feel very powerful. And that is what you can sprinkle on others. And of course, the one who experiences first and foremost that coolness is you. You are able to experience coolness when others are getting angry, or when there is greediness around you, when there is peacelessness. And in essence, by having the aim of being holy now, of being in the consciousness of the soul, in the company of the Supreme Soul, every moment you pay that attention, the next moment you feel like a holiday. You will feel that you celebrate your life. The life of the angels is a life of celebration. The life of the angels is a life of abundance, because their wealth is within and cannot be shaken, cannot be taken by anyone. The life of the angels is a life of giving and sharing, and a life of complete attainment. You are in the company of the Supreme Soul, and you are in the company of the other angels. Every moment feels like a holiday. So the practice for today, would you like to suggest how to maintain our attention today?
Uh, we got many nice points about who we are, children of the Supreme Soul, and my elevated soul, and becoming an angel. If each of you would just choose one elevated version of affirmations, it can be just I'm a peaceful soul or I'm a loving soul. Choose 2 points that really resonate with you. It can be I'm a being of light, or I'm becoming pure, I'm shining star. So many nice points, and write it down, read it regularly, and try to feel it. Feel it that you are this, you are a soul, and allow it to resonate inwards. And keep yourself busy in this. This is self-service, and self-service is as important as other service. So serve yourself by thinking about elevated version of yourself, and you will become that gradually.
Thank you. We'll meet again tomorrow.